Thank you, Madam Chair, and you can have that tagline at the end of mine, too, if you like. It's my pleasure today to introduce one of my constituents from the great state of Florida, Lee Mirman, to the committee. Mr. Mirman is an owner of investments in Sarasota, not just real estate, but in a high-tech business. He's located, obviously, in my district. His business has been awarded Sarasota Magazine 5-star real estate award for 2 consecutive years. He's very entrepreneurial, owned many businesses, and he's in a very successful high-tech and real estate business. I welcome you here today. Excited to have you from my district, and look forward to your comments today.
Thank you.
The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Good morning, Chairwoman Velasquez. Thank you for convening this panel to spearhead the conversation about what is required to have success in today's environment. Congressman Buchanan, it is a pleasure to come up from Florida. Thank you very much for your focus on empowering small businesses. To provide a context from my perspective, I'll share that my instincts and experiences have drawn me to explore various experiences in different parts of the world. Both my wife and I are Duke MBAs, but much of what we have learned comes from getting our hands dirty, from working from the ground up and learning by trial and error. This morning, though, I'm not going to focus on the processes that have led to my success, but rather the underlying philosophies. First, relationships are fundamental. We seek out the win-win by interacting with each individual we come in contact with respect and integrity. We look for ways to collaborate and build synergies. In our vision, someone does not need to lose for us to gain. There is plenty of opportunity to go around. I believe that in doing this, we also attract the type of individuals that value these principles. I don't think in terms of hierarchy. We are all working together toward a common goal. We have a policy about who we work with. We must know, like, and trust them. In the big picture, it does not matter how much money they have or how smart they might be. But if they are nice people, good people, then we will do business. I'd like to borrow the meaning behind the word sustainable. For me, it applies to respecting the environment and also respecting people. Making decisions based on the long-term relationship, this is a sustainable business practice. In the spirit of honoring the important contributions of individuals, allow me to acknowledge the part of one young lady, Sarah Del Monte, daughter of my colleague, and played in bringing us here today. You and your mom embrace the spirit of collaboration and cooperation that will continue to nurture the success of all of us. Being a citizen of the globe. The United States is a conglomeration of immigrants, wanderers, who come from generations of immigrants. Americans of past generations wanted to stay close to home, but each generation is a completely new one. Some amongst this great melting pot are seeking out their ancestral homes or returning to villages they once fled in places like India. My wife speaks to our children exclusively in Spanish. We also teach our children Chinese and expose them to many European languages. We want them to be world citizens. While we would love to be wired to be able to speak many languages ourselves, we want them to stand on our shoulders, to have access to more of their potential, and to be equipped to do things differently than the previous generation. Diversifying to international markets makes sense pragmatically. Investors still need to put their money to work for higher returns, and we have identified opportunities abroad. Beyond that, however, I have always had the instinct to engage with many countries and cultures. It only feels natural to leverage that same intuition as I take my business and the people working with me abroad so that we may follow our children. Sustainable business practices. Lisa and I aim to be emissaries in this respect as well. Our goal is progress, not perfection. While in France recently, I interacted with several thought leaders on the topic of sustainable development. One was a commercial building developer from here in Philadelphia. He operates 200 commercial centers around the United States. Going forward, they will only build green, not just because it's the healthier thing to do, but because governments and insurance companies will require it in the future. He's just getting a head start. In my business, we are seeking out opportunities to contribute to keeping our air, land, and water cleaner, to set an example. In conclusion, I am looking to align myself with people that are not encumbered by previous ideas. All of us in this room cannot even fathom what will transpire in the globalization and sustainability fronts. Lisa and I both come from entrepreneurial parents that encourage us to follow this path. We're able to emulate what it means to go out on your own, to work hard, and struggle to build something. It certainly has made us stronger. So I appreciate the opportunity to engage with you here this morning. Today's hearing is entitled Heroes of Small Business. At the age of 40, I feel I am still too young to be considered a hero for deeds I have done. I hope to have the courage, however, to lead and contribute my energy towards the health and harmony amongst people, country, and the world. Thank you.